Hello and welcome back to the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. I'm Devin Grubb.
And I'm Zach Grubb.
And today we are going to be discussing part 2 of episode 7, the Massacre at Hawkins Lab. Where'd we leave off?
So I think we left off with Murray. We talked about the ripe light. We talked about the Lite Brite a little bit, but I think we decided to save that conversation for this episode.
Yeah, because I think both of our notes kind of go off the rails a little bit about the mechanics of that.
We went off on a tangent. Yeah. Hardcore.
So if we talked about it last episode, sorry, you're going to hear us talk about it again, but in order this time. I just have Murray equals perfection. And
I have that Murray is killing it.
Okay. So this is because they broke into the gulag. Yes?
Yes. Okay. And like from scene 1 of Murray acting like Yuri, it's so good.
Yeah. Murray is Yuri and Yuri is Murray and Joyce is Joyce.
But she's like an angrier, feistier Joyce.
She's an angry Joyce. But she I think I said this before, she reminds me of like a bully's like lackey.
Yeah.
Things, because Mary will say something and she'll be like, yeah, that's gonna happen, and that.
Like that little kid who followed around Scott Ferguson.
Or right. Scott, yeah. Or just Boy Meets World. Joey and Frankie. Yeah, that's right. You tell him, Joey. You tell him.
Shout out to Adam Scott being the bully for one season.
Griff, he was in 2 episodes. I think he was in 2 episoades, but he replaced Joey. Was that his name?
No, Joey was a lackey, wasn't he?
Yeah, he replaced the dude.
Yeah, who comes back.
He does come back. Yeah, can't think of his name.
It's not important.
It's important to me. I'll look it up later. It's fine. It's not relevant to the Stranger Things universe.
If I go off on a tangent, you can look it up. So, Murray being Yuri is fantastic. He plays up that personality so well. Mm-hmm. And how long has he known Yuri?
Maybe 12 hours.
Yeah, maybe a very traumatic 12 hours.
It's been trauma-filled, but it hasn't been very long, at all. I feel like this season takes place in the course of a week? It's during spring break. So spring break is a week.
Is it even that long?
I don't even know if it's that long because school is irrelevant at this point at the end of the season, but I think it's probably only a couple of days.
I feel like
4 days maybe.
Where's the best gauge of time we've got? We know they sleep one night when actually did they even sleep? No, they did. They watched Max sleep the one night, so that's one day.
That's one day.
Then everything with Vecna is the second day.
Right.
I think all the way up until they get the guns, right?
So it's
when they get back from the upside down.
When they get back from the upside down, and it started. Going back in my notes. Sorry, this is just I need to have my timelines right. So March 21st. 1986 is when the season starts, and that's before spring break happens. So
the whole thing takes place in 4 days.
Yeah, because
the day of the basketball game,
mm-hmm. That was when school was letting out for spring break. That was the 21st.
And then Mike goes to California,
22nd,
and we have that whole day where in that same day Elle gets arrested.
No,
the next day.
The next day, yeah,
okay.
because
that's
Joyce and Mary are
yep.
still there after that whole thing happens.
So that's 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Day 3, Elle gets arrested.
Mm-hmm.
The Hawkins crew finds out about what's going on with Vecna.
Is that same day?
Oh, no. No.
That's another day.
Is it overnight when they get to the Nina Project? I don't think it was.
Maybe it's just the amount of episodes in this season.
That would be funny. But
that's kind of how it's lining up if you think about it.
Maybe. Yeah, I think you might be right.
So there's 9 episodes. So we'll say it's 8 days.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because there's some action that overlaps within like the last couple episodes.
Okay, so I think we say 7 because the entire thing with Max being actually lifted into the air in Vecnud and them going out on Lover's Lake, that's the same day, isn't it?
No, because she's in a different outfit.
You're right. Okay, so yeah, 8 days.
Yeah, so I'd say 8 days. Or you could say 7 because of the everything that happens in episode 8 and 9. It's 8 is during the day and episode 9 is at night, and then the
same day.
Well, no, but then the following day, that's 3 days later. So never
that doesn't
mind.
Count.
That doesn't count.
No.
So you could say 7 because episodes 8 and 9 happen the same day.
So then, yeah, you were right the first time to say this happened all over the course of 1 week. All over the
course of 1 week.
Yeah.
That's a short amount of time.
It's a lot of trauma in 7 days.
A lot of trauma in 7 days. These poor people need to go to therapy. I hope it's paid for. I hope Hawkins Lab is paying for their therapy. Owens, are you compensating them?
Owens is under arrest with the government,
Owens
I think, by the end of the season. Okay, but like I think we were still on Murray because I had one thing I wanted to say about him. He didn't know about the Upside Down before any of this.
No, he didn't. No.
I don't think Joyce brought him into the loop on all that.
Probably not, because she was busy, trying to figure out Russian stuff in season 3.
They must have told him something, though.
I mean, I'm sure they informed him on a little bit, but I don't
portal to another dimension, that kind of thing.
I don't know that he necessarily knows what, like...
He'd never seen a Demogorgon.
That was what I was going to say. Like, I don't know that he knows what a Demogorgon is, was informed about those.
Yep.
So... We don't get to that yet. That didn't happen yet.
That's my next note. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think you actually had more to say about this than I did.
Well, no, because after we talk about Murray, and I just put Murray equals perfection, we go back to a flashback with 11.
Yep.
And 2's cronies are mad at 11 in, like, the playroom area, but he gave himself away. So, got no reason to be mad at her, because he told on himself.
Yep.
I will say that multiple times. I do not care. She didn't tell on you. You made a big deal about it, and you essentially put the blame on yourself. So, there.
He's an idiot. So, she and 11 play chess. Or she and 1 play chess. Peter. She doesn't know we have to call him by his name. She and Peter /Henry/Vecna/1 play chess.
And he during the chess game, he basically tells her that they're going to try to kill her. And he helps plot an escape with her.
Yeah.
And he gives her his little, like, pass card to get in and out of different areas of the building.
And I have a note here that I think you actually said out loud, and I wrote it down.
Oh.
That Peter planned the attack on 11 in the first place.
Oh, I didn't say that. That was on you.
No, I'm pretty sure it was your idea. Like, you had said something about, yeah, I thought you had said he like, told them where she was going to be or something, or, like, let them out of their rooms.
Nope. I didn't say that.
Oh,
nope. That was not on me. Make me seem smarter than I am. That was on you.
I thought that was your idea.
No, that was you.
I think it holds up. I mean,
it does hold up, yeah.
Like, technically, she was the only one who was supposed to have extra time in the Rainbow Room because she won that thing. Yeah. And they're monitored heavily in their rooms. Yeah. Someone had to have let 2, 3, and 4 out. Yeah. Because they wouldn't have just been able to walk out on their own. No. So, it was... I think it was all part of Peter's plan. Also...
Well, because he's using her.
Yes. Also, and I wrote down something slightly different than this, but like reading my own note now, I'm like, no, it totally was. He's effectively grooming a child. Mm-hmm. Like, not for gross...
No, but like, I mean, that is what he is doing. He is making her feel special. He's giving her things. He's giving her special treatment, and that is
breaking down her walls of reason, like the things she knows, so that he is the only person that she can trust.
He is using it for his gain.
Exactly. He's
so
grooming
that
her
is
to like
that is what he is doing. It's not. It's gross, but in another way.
right. Like I don't think he has much interest in human emotion, and definitely not in any kind of like physicality. But it is grooming, and it is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get into the Lite Brite.
Lite Brite.
Oh man, the Lite Brite thing makes no sense to me.
This is what we wanted to talk about because I believe that we mentioned it in the last episode just briefly, just touched on it. How can it work if it's unplugged or off?
So
how is it creating any kind of light in the upside down if it's off?
And I think
versa.
This is a problem because I do remember now we talked about this a little bit because we talked about the flashlights.
Right, but we didn't get like super into it because we knew we were going to talk about it this time. And if we did, sorry, we're just going to repeat ourselves. And if we're contradicting ourselves from what we said last episode, oops.
Yeah, I mean that's what this is about.
Whatever.
So, like you mentioned season 1 with the wall lights, and obviously Joyce didn't have them plugged in.
No, they were just hanging from the wall.
So, like,
how are the particles generated with no light?
Right.
When
like, what is it about?
When it looks like they needed to be generated with light.
What is it about electricity and like where it's stored and how it works? Like, you could make the argument that the batteries of the items have electricity in them.
Well, no, I'm kind of going to go off of that.
Okay.
So, like, you know how sometimes I'm wondering if this is like this is the reasoning. No, this is going to sound like I'm spiraling because my thoughts are just going to fall out of my face. So, like, you know how when you turn off a light, sometimes you get that, like, fizzle of the light bulb?
Yeah.
Like, the residual, like, light energy or whatever.
Totally.
So, I'm wondering if maybe that's what's happening. Like, they had the Lite Brite on to, like, establish the connection between the two. And when they turn it off, they're playing with the residual fizzle from after you turn off the light.
I think I see where you're going with that. I don't, and like I see where that makes sense in this season.
Now for what they're establishing here. Yeah, I don't know that it would work for the other ones. Personally,
I would kind of default to the battery thing, but even that doesn't really work because like people in the Upside Down are able to make lights flicker when they're off. And like I get where you're coming from with the residuals thing, but same token, how long were those lights in Joyce's house unplugged? Would there even be any residual electricity left for Will to be like pushing the lights and stuff?
Right, because she was just playing. But didn't she plug them in?
Well, yeah, the first time.
Yeah.
Then she unplugged them.
But then she hung them up on the wall, and weren't they plugged in?
No, they weren't plugged in on the wall.
When she did the letters thing, they weren't plugged in?
I don't think so, because when they lit up, that's when she knew what letter to use, right? So I don't think they were.
No, she wrote the letters first.
No. I mean when Will was talking to her.
Yeah,
also,
I know,
that entire thing makes no sense either.
But didn't she write the letters first?
Even if she did, I think what I'm saying is
that was we watched that season last year. I don't know.
Yeah, I think even if she wrote the letters first, I think what I'm saying is like while Will was doing the letters and like speaking with her, the lights were not plugged in.
Okay, well, yeah, that's the main point of this conversation. Yeah. Were they plugged in or were they not?
So like, I could see the Upside Down having like these electromagnetic fields that pull electricity, but I guess are they pulling electricity between dimensions? Like,
maybe
this is
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that isn't answered, and I feel like it's not answered kind of on purpose.
Right, like
so that they can play with it.
You wanted an answer as to how Will was able to do this. Here's your answer. Guys, I have more questions now. that's the answer.
Right. Like there's answers, but they're not established answers. Mm-hmm. So that with each season, if they change it a little bit,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I will say, here is something that I remember. This is not in our notes from this week. We talked about this a while ago. Maybe even like right after we read the Will comic book. But why would Will know what the hell Joyce is doing with those lights if he can't see letters on the walls? Because the Upside Down is the way it was exactly the day that Will left, and nothing has been updated since then. We know that because of Nancy's room, and nothing has changed in Nancy's room.
Right, and in
those letters were not on the wall when Will disappeared.
No, and in the comic, can he like see them slightly?
Yeah, he can see them.
Yeah. So like, right, if it's stuck the day he went missing, everything should be as such.
So like, if we work with the understanding that the comics can be non-canon whenever the Duffers say they're non-canon,
then yeah.
But that still doesn't make sense, because how would Will know what the hell these little sparkles are? Is he just counting them like, oh, there's 26 of them. That must mean 26 letters. Will's a smart kid, but really, like...
That's really insightful.
Exactly. Like, that's so weird. Ugh.
Anyway.
So anyway, the established rules of the Upside Down are super flaky.
But they talk to them through the unplugged Lite Brite.
Yes.
And they can kind of hear each other at this point, or at least the Upside Down can hear the right side up, because...
I think it's always like that.
Yeah, because we have the Dustin moment where he's like, how many times do I have to be right on the money before you just trust me? And Steve and Eddie have their little, like...
He's got to get his ego checked. It's his tone, right?
But then they kind of figure out the gate situation, and that Vecna, when he does his stuff, he's making the gates, and they all decide to go to Eddie's trailer.
Yes.
Because they realize that there's probably a gate there.
Both riding the same sets of bikes.
Right. Just one in the upside down and one in the right side up, and that's really cool. And Erica also slashes the cops' tires, and I just love her so much.
Yeah. And, okay, so this is an issue that I have overall. The parents catching the kids was a bad call narratively. It doesn't work.
What, like catching them leaving?
Catching them leaving, yes. Just catching them in general, them getting caught by the cops.
By the cops.
It doesn't work because the kids never face any consequences for that we know about.
No.
At the end of the season, we see them 3 days later. So if they're facing any major consequences, they should still be happening.
Right. But, I mean, they might not be facing any consequences of these things because the town split.
Sure, but like also as a parent, like you're not going to ask your kid.
Oh, I was going to say the parent, like as a parental
like,
unit.
What is the kid's cover story for running away after being arrested?
Right, slashing cops' tires, running away.
Yeah, especially because Erica slashes the cops' tires.
Right, doesn't she say something about it being a misdemeanor or something like that? It's a great shot, by the way. I love that shot where it like flips. It's so cool.
It's incredible, like cinematography.
So cool, so cool. But yeah, no, I feel like even if they're not getting any kind of like punishment from the town of Hawkins because it's split, feel like their parents should at least be like, well, you're grounded for 5 months because you ran away from being questioned by the cops
and slashed their
tires
and then disappeared for 2 days.
Right, like what were the parents doing? What were they doing?
It's really weird.
What were they doing? They weren't doing anything. I don't know. I don't remember. We have 2 episodes left to watch, but I really don't think they were doing anything. They were just like crowding around in the Wheelers' house, like, "Oh my God, what are our children? Where's our children?"
There was no manhunt for their kids or anything. Like they didn't even know Nancy and Steve were with them.
No, they had no idea.
They had no idea.
They don't know. They still don't know where Nancy is.
Well, they don't care about Nancy. She's practically an adult.
Well, Mrs. Wheeler cares about Nancy.
I
She
know,
wanted to know where
but they
Nancy
have shown
was.
no concern over where Nancy is right now.
No. Honestly, they haven't really. They're not. They should be a little concerned about their son who's in California that I'm sure they haven't heard from in 4 days.
I mean, in their mind, he's the safest one.
Yeah, I guess.
He's out in California.
That's true. We're away from all this.
With nice, stable Joyce.
Okay. She there. Anyway, back to Eleven's imagination. Back to Eleven's memories. She meets Peter in the boiler room to escape. And he tells her that he's got a thing in his neck. I don't remember what he says. And he knows she'll help him. Which is basically why he has been, like you said earlier, been grooming her. Because he knows she's the only one that he'd be able to do that to.
Mm-hmm.
To get to. Yeah, that's all I have about that. I don't know if you have anything else.
Not really. I guess there is something here that people have talked about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way to escape. 11 is not supposed to have any memory from this time.
Yeah.
It's locked away forever until they go in and dig it up. But she remembers how to escape. Because she does at the beginning of season 1.
Yeah.
Through that exact route.
Yep.
In her head, how does she reconcile that information? Is she just like, I know this and I don't know why? Like,
maybe
that's very weird.
Maybe that's all she kept. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure it's never going to be addressed.
No, because
I guess it doesn't really have to be.
Not super important.
It's
but
not
like,
super important, no. But
it's interesting enough to know. Like, how would you remember that?
Right, exactly. Like, I wish they didn't do that. I wish he had a different escape plan.
Mm-hmm. Because
obviously that opens up the whole of like, well, how'd she remember that? She's not supposed to remember any of this.
She didn't put that in the vault.
She put. That's what I'm saying. Like, she didn't put that specific piece of information. This is how to escape in the vault, but everything around it is gone. Like Finn, that's going in the vault.
That's going in the vault.
And gone.
Right. Like that's. I feel like that's what. Like that didn't. Like, oh, this could be pertinent later. I'm gonna remember this. Everything else, you can go bye-byes.
I might need to know this later.
Then we're back to Russia, right?
Yeah, Demogorgon slaughter time.
Demogorgon fight.
And Dimitri, God love him, he does his best. He really does.
He holds his own for a while. He's great.
Yep.
I love him.
Then we get some Kung Fu Murray.
He comes in clutch.
Number 1 super guy.
Always. He's just perfection. I said it before, I'll say it again. That's just my descriptor word for Murray.
Yeah. I like how the one guy's like, if I open that door, everyone dies. And Murray's like, I gotta give it to you commies. You really commit. And he just knocks the guy out.
But Joyce is the one who gets them out.
Yes, after Hopper throws a flaming spear into the Demogorgon's mouth. Incredible throw, Hop.
But Joyce gets the doors open and gets them closed. And then reunited and it feels so good. But also not really, because, like, part of me thought that while watching this, that the Demogorgon was going to come through and, like, eat them all.
Yeah, like, a little bit, right?
This is too good to be true. Something bad's going to happen.
And I feel like we were all meant to feel that way, you know?
Yeah.
After all Hop's talk of being cursed.
It's like, oh god, this isn't going to end well. But then it does.
The acting here is phenomenal, too, because he looks dumbfounded.
Yeah. Like, he's like, he can't believe that they actually got there.
Yeah, like, he's looking at her, and you can tell in his expression, he's like, I don't believe this is happening.
It's almost like he's like, wow, did I actually get eaten by the Demogorgon?
Yeah, like, am I dead?
Am I alive?
So we do get to cut to the Upside Down crew for a second, as they're biking their way to Eddie's, and they notice the Creole house. Yeah,
well, you see Nancy
looks at
it. She sees it.
And also, Not a mask in sight this season.
No, and you know what I noticed? When they come into the trailer, Steve, it's either Steve or Eddie, somebody coughs and says, I think I swallowed some of that stuff.
I think that was Eddie.
I think it was Eddie too.
Yeah.
So like
foreshadowing.
They made a mention of it, but it's like, you guys thought this stuff was freaking toxic for the last 3 seasons, and now it's okay.
Yep. We're just supposed to forget about it, I guess.
Bothers me.
Me too. It does. I know we've talked about it extensively in other seasons, I think. It's really annoying that they just decided that is a plot point that is too inconvenient. Let's just hope people forget it.
But it's hard to forget that because it was so established in season 1.
But you know what? It did not bother us when we watched it the first time because we didn't remember, which means they got away with it until we rewatched.
Yeah. And then season 2, it was a big deal too.
Yep.
Anyway, they open the gate.
Bada bada boom.
In Eddie's thing, and Dustin basically has if my physics are right, this will work.
Yep.
And the rope is just suspended.
Well, I think that's after we get in.
Oh yeah. Never mind. Sorry, I jumped ahead. We're back with 11 and Peter.
Yes, and she rips that thing out of his neck.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just this little pill with a blinking red dot in it that suppresses his powers.
Yeah.
And this technology exists. And for whatever reason, we're not going to use that to stop 1. We're planning on just getting 11 her powers back and sending her in to kill him. When there's a solution to suppressing his powers.
Okay. That's because I don't think I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But they don't know where he is in the Upside Down.
Totally.
They don't necessarily have the means to find him in the Upside Down. They have sent people into the Upside Down before and have failed.
Isn't their plan to send 11 into the Upside Down though?
Not physically.
Well, she doesn't do it physically. Our crew's plan is not to send her in physically.
Right.
I'm thinking that was probably the plan of the Nina Project people, right?
To send her in physically? I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, because I don't think they want his power suppressed at this point, because I think he's too powerful for that to work. They want him gone.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just...
because, he was super powerful as 1, but, now, he's even more powerful. Yeah. Because he has essentially, sucked up all of the psychic energy or whatever is in the Upside Down. He's connected to everything. He's too much for that little tiny thing to really do anything.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I thought they have a technology that completely removes somebody's psychic ability.
Mm-hmm.
You think they would have tried to refine it, maybe put it into a dart or something?
Yeah. Just slow him down a little bit.
Send 11 in with a team of people who have these things. I don't know.
Well, because at that, okay, they could almost tranquilize him for a minute, and then she could
snap his neck,
and then she could finish it. Right, slow him down with the little thingy, and then boom, you're gone.
Sure. And you know what? Maybe this is probably me being an asshole, because maybe that was the plan. I don't know.
They don't really talk about what their plan is after she gets her power back, because she just leaves.
Well, they get raided, but yeah. We're not informed of any of their next steps. We don't know what they were going to do.
No. I don't know that they might not have known what they were going to do. Because I think part of,
it does feel like the whole thing is pretty half-assed, doesn't it?
Right. And, to be honest, I don't even know that Owens thinks that she's going to get her powers back. The only one who does is Papa.
It's true.
Because even with their he's like, I see a scared little girl. And
Yeah.
Papa's like, oh no, it will come. She will get her powers back. I don't know why I put that accent on for Papa, because he doesn't have one. Dimitri was coming out for Papa.
Oh no, it will come. Oh my god. I think the only other thing I have to say about this entire scene is, like, they show their tattoos next to each other. Right, he shows her that he's got the same powers as her, and that he's one. And it's interesting because their tattoos kind of overlap. Mm-hmm. And we called it. Oh yeah, we called it. We called him as one. A lot of us called it, I think. But yeah, we called it. Well, how did that poll go? It was kind of like half and half. Yeah. A lot of people knew. Well, the poll was about whether or not the Mind Flayer was in charge or Vecna. Oh, right. Yeah. Right. And a lot of people said that they knew that Vecna was in charge before it was revealed, and then some people like, it was pretty evenly split. I think it was like 60-40. But said it after. I misremembered the poll in general. Yeah. It doesn't really apply here. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that scene. Then we go back to them with Dustin and his physics. Yes, Dustin and his physics. Those stains are... I don't know what those stains are. I don't know what those stains are. It's okay, Eddie. Honestly, they just look like you drank beer in bed. They look like beer stains, to be honest. But that's fine. Do with that what you will. Call out for the nerds. My first thought when Dustin threw that... the sheet rope he made down the portal, and it like came out both sides and was taut on both sides. My first thought was, now you're thinking with portals, because I love those games so much. Yeah, so they all start to climb the rope, and it's really cool because they like flip. Yeah, and each of them hit the ground like, that was fun. And Eddie's like, that was awesome. Yeah. And then Nancy goes, but no, she doesn't. Oh, hi, Barb. Yeah. Nancy gets Vecna'd. Yeah, and this entire thing with her, he easily could have used Nancy for another portal. I literally wrote that. I wrote that down. I said, Vecna gets Nancy. He could have used her, but he has to get Max because he's petty. He's petty. He is far more human than he will ever let on. Mm-hmm. Like, she got away, so he now has a vendetta against her. I have to get you. Yep. You thought you could outsmart me. Well, no, I have to show you that I can get you. He risked his plans for his ego. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Because he tells Nancy everything. Well, even aside from that, he has to know that 11 is going to fight him for Max. Right. Especially after she escapes. Yeah. So... Regardless of telling Nancy, because that also doesn't help his case at all. That's more in the next episode. Yeah. In fact, I think maybe telling Nancy is actually kind of an insurance policy for him. Well, it's also useful to him because he knows that if he tells Nancy, she's going to tell them, and that's going to give him another shot at Max. Another shot at Max, and it'll put 11 right where he wants her. So, like... He could have finished his plan without Max. He could have done it. Mm-hmm. He could have merged the worlds or whatever he's trying to do. But chose not to. Yeah. And then we go back to 11's memories, and he kills everybody. Yep. One is the person who did the massacre, and I just have to say, I've said it before, but this is when you can really, really see it. Jamie Campbell Bower is a force to be reckoned with in just the slightest little details. His hair is slightly different, and he just has just a look. Slicked back hair, dead eyes, and the claw hand. Right. Well, not even the claw hand. Even when he just like turns around to her and is like, I told you to wait. It's a completely different person. Yep. But it's the same person, but he's completely different. Yeah. It's like, I put that it was like, it's super subtle, but also very apparent. It's a very quiet aggression. Mm-hmm. And it's so good. Like, his acting is fantastic. He essentially played 3 different people. Yep. In
in one part. So, claps for you. I can't wait to see what you're going to bring to next season. But yeah, so there's that. That's all I have for that.
I have a note that Vecna is just the original internet chat room edgelord. Talking about, like, oh, humanity, we eat, we eat, we reproduce, we eat, we die. It's like, yeah, dude, have you ever been on the internet? Like, I mean, obviously not. It's the 1980s, but
yeah.
Come on, bud. Like, you think you're the first person who ever thought these things? Like, he acts like it's this big revelation of the stain of humanity. Dude, you're just an asshole.
It's really cool, though, in this moment, though, because that's, like, Vecna is telling the story to Nancy.
Yeah.
At the same time that you are getting the story told by
Peter.
1/Peter to 11.
Yeah.
Because they're getting the same thing, just at different stages. Like, Vecna is telling it now, and 11 is reliving it from her past.
Yeah. Oh, like, again, cinematically, very cool.
Yeah.
Very well done. Like, if there's one thing I will give the Duffers credit for every single time we watch this show, they know how to make a TV show.
Yeah.
It is so good the way that they execute on their ideas.
Yeah.
The coherence of their ideas is where I will nitpick. But, like, the way they do it, so good.
Yeah.
He said something about people becoming a part of him.
Yeah. Because she's like upset that they're all dead or whatever, and he's like, no, they're all here, and he like points to his head.
Yeah.
Like he's like taken them.
They were becoming a part of me.
Yeah.
So, like, technically, everyone he kills, they live on inside of him?
I guess. Yeah. In his head.
Okay. He also said that Papa tried to recreate him. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to the theory that I had in season 2.
Yep.
Because I think we fought back and forth on this a little bit.
We did, but this, I am now pro your thoughts.
I don't know that 11 was going to have powers before Brenner started doing experiments and stuff on her mom.
On Terry.
Yeah, doing experiments on Terry because I think even her sister said, like, she thought they were trying to give her baby powers.
Yeah.
And
it makes sense because why else would Brenner have been at her birth?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I feel like he was deeply involved in every single one of these kids since finding Henry.
Yeah. And then that would make sense as to why he has all these kids, because no parent is going to willingly just give some random scientist guy their kid.
Yeah. I think if you go back to, and the comics that are no longer canon, it makes a little more sense in some cases, because there's kids who can make fire with their brains. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, obviously that parent's going to give up that kid, because what are you going to do?
Right. Like, well, that's it. Like the one they were like, oh yeah, I'm part of this or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they knew what they were getting into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yet he says they're not gone. They live on in here. So I think the question is, with every person Vecna kills, is he adding their power to his?
Right.
Like, is that why he has to kill people to open up these gates? Like, are the people he's killing capable of powers like him and 11? Maybe that's why he needs those specific people to open the gates? Because that would throw our whole theory about, him being able to use Nancy out the window. And that would also mean that Max would have latent abilities.
But it wouldn't necessarily, because maybe everybody he has had traumatic, and maybe the trauma makes them susceptible to powers or more. Yeah, like maybe having dealt with intense trauma opens your mind a little bit more to be able to have like those kind of like abilities because your mind is already so, like, I don't want to say twisted, but I can't think of another term for it. Well, when you have trauma,
there's a word.
It does do something to your brain. So, like, maybe that's why he's preying on people who have had trauma. Not necessarily because they're easy targets, but they're people who maybe have been able to have, like you said, latent abilities. And Nancy kind of did have some trauma because she's carrying a lot of guilt for Barb's death.
That's true.
So he could have still used her.
I just don't...
I mean, she doesn't have the same amount of trauma as the rest of them.
No.
That he took or tried to take, but she's got some.
This is an interesting idea. I think you could be onto something with the idea of trauma helping to unlock powers, because we've also seen 11 draw power from her trauma.
Right.
And from the opposite of that.
And it would also help establish the theory that Will is going to wind up with some kind of powers.
Or he already has.
Which
is why the Upside Down looks the way it does.
Right. Because he has dealt with trauma.
Will has dealt with trauma his entire life. Bullying trauma, like trauma from bullies, trauma from his home life with the dad who is not there. And then he was taken to the Upside Down. He was, he dealt with what he dealt with. Survived there for
a week, like a week, all by himself. Then, and then everything that he dealt with the Mind Flayer in season 2. The only time he kind of has a little bit of a rest is season 3.
And that's not a fun time for him.
It's not a fun time for him because he's witnessing his friends go through this stuff.
Yep.
So, maybe there's something to unpack there.
So we have two theories here which could work together. The idea that Vecna is choosing to target people with the potential for latent psychic abilities, and that trauma has the ability to unlock those psychic abilities. Because if he's saying back in the past, if he says they're not gone, they live on in here, and he's kind of alluding to people becoming part of him and making him stronger, I would have to assume that's what he's doing when he opens the gates.
Yeah.
So I don't think regular people would make him stronger.
No.
You know what I mean? And that could also speak to what's going on with Max and how 11's able to, like, stabilize her, maybe. Like, if Max also has powers, maybe that could have something to do with it. Or the potential for powers.
Right. I feel like it could kind of go hand in hand a little bit.
Yeah, we might be getting a little tinfoil hatty, but I don't know.
Maybe. Isn't that what we do?
This is pretty out there even for us, but I think it
works.
I
don't know about that. I think it works a little bit. Anyway, Vecna tries to get 11 to join her. She says no. They have a really, really big fight.
Even as an 8-year-old, she knows he's wrong.
They have a really, really big fight, and you think he's gonna win, but then she, like, taps into her trauma, and...
she taps into a good memory of her mom.
But a good memory of her mom, right. And she smashes him against the wall, and he becomes particles, blah, 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 blah.
And what do those particles look like?
Flesh.
The Upside Down.
Oh, the Upside Down. Well, great. And then he goes into the Upside Down, where it's very red, and it looks lightning-y and hot, but it's not hot anymore. I don't know what that's about. And then he's in the Upside Down. Ah! Oh, I got hit by lightning. Ah! And then...
Yeah, I'm just a regular-ass human being who's going to survive all these lightning strikes. It's all good.
But he does. And then we pan out at the end of the episode to see Vecna's wrist. And OMG. Vecna is one.
A stunning plot twist no one could have seen coming.
We saw it coming.
That was... Yeah,
I know. I know.
So, that's this episode. And the next 2 episodes, we have been... here at the Hawkins Hellfire Collective, we decided to dedicate 2 episodes per episode of the show because they're so long in this final season. These episodes are like movies.
Episode 8 is not that long.
It's not?
No, episode 8, because this one was long.
This was
almost 2, this was like an hour and a half.
I think it was longer.
It was like hour 45.
Yeah?
The next one, I believe Papa is only like an hour and 15.
Oh, that would be nice.
The piggyback is like 2.5 hours, though.
I thought it was closer to 3.
It's like 2.5 hours.
Oh my
long.
God.
So that one might need to be split into 3.
We'll see how much filler exists in this episode.
What we can do. No, well, episode 8 we'll be able to do in 2.
Yeah, totally.
Episode 9, we might not be able to. And we might just need to have a full part of me just weeping.
Well, I mean, I would assume.
We just need to have part 4, Devin cries.
There will be a director's cut episode where it's literally just 40 minutes of Devin crying.
Just me crying.
Yeah.
And not from what you would expect either. The Max and Lucas gets me more than...
I know, it does.
More than Eddie.
It really does. Well, also, the Dustin and Eddie scene. Your face just dropped.
When we first watched it, yes, it did. Because Dustin is so broken in that moment, because you can tell... We need to save it, but you can tell he wants to do anything he can to save his friend, and he knows he can't.
Yep.
And it's heartbreaking. It
is very heartbreaking. It's the first time they've ever had to deal with actual loss across the group.
And then I just have to say, not totally Stranger Things related, but whoever thought it was a good idea to make a video on TikTok to compile all of like Eddie moments, including his death, and play Gaten singing Not While I'm Around as your soundtrack, that was uncalled for. And there's more than one of you out there, because it's come up on my FYP more than once. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you make my wife feel?
I'm just trying to watch food videos and then I get slapped with that? No.
Fantastic. Signing off from the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. I'm Zach Grubb.
I'm Devin Grubb. Dusty Buns gets it done. No! He does!